Minecraft potions. They come in various colors, with various effects and uses. There's a nice variety of potions in the game currently, but it wasn't always like this. You see, at one stage, potions weren't even made in a brewing stand, instead being mixed in with other various ingredients in a cauldron. The potions were entirely different, and at one point there was going to be 2,653 different types of potions. Also, what's with some of the potions and potion effects which do nothing or are unobtainable? Why are they still in the game, or even added in the first place? You see, there are lots of interesting stories behind potions and brewing, not only in their history, but in the remnants of past scrapped ideas and decade-old versions of the game which still remain years later. What are the stories and history behind Minecraft's potions? Why are some potions completely useless? What could brewing really have been like? Well, today we'll be talking about all that and more. Quickly though, let me just take a swig of this potion right here. Ah, much better. This is a good potion. You guys should take a swig as well. No pressure, of course. On July the 7th, 2010, when Minecraft was still in beta, Notch would make a post to his Tumblr blog, titled The Rationale for Redstone. In this post, he lists some plans for the full release of the game, such as mentioning creative mode, survival mode, and adventure mode, as well as predicting that players would create challenge maps that would be played in adventure mode, which was a surprisingly accurate prediction. Anyways, he concludes his post by talking about redstone dust and how it fits well with the pseudo-fantasy theme of Minecraft, stating that it will have more uses in the future, mainly for other forms of magic and alchemy. It wouldn't be until Beta 1.9 pre-release versions, which were basically early versions of Minecraft 1.0.0, released around September of 2011, that we would start to see potions and potion effects. Interestingly, in an official Minecraft article released in 2017, Jeb stated that the Mundane Potion was a remnant of an abandoned procedural brewing system. The Mundane Potion is a potion which can be brewed with a couple of resources, but does literally nothing. Once it's brewed, it can't be used to make another potion like awkward potions, it's just a waste of resources. Supposedly, according to Jeb, the initial idea for potions was that potion recipes were meant to be different each time you generated a Minecraft world. So, for example, instead of a speed potion being brewed using nether wart and then sugar, in one of your worlds it could be a rabbit's foot, and in another it could be magma cream, and so on. All potions would be brewed using completely different resources in different worlds. Now, obviously, I'm sure you can understand why this idea was scrapped. First of all, it's just plain stupid. Just like many of you, I play a variety of Minecraft worlds and servers, and if potion recipes were different on each one, it would be an absolute nightmare to try and find the right ingredients to get the potion effect I wanted. It would take so much trial and error to figure it out, considering the range of potions we have in the game currently. Furthermore, once I did figure them out, I would likely forget the recipes over time because they weren't consistent across worlds, making this idea not new player friendly or intuitive in the slightest. Understandably, this idea was promptly scratched. But while the initial idea for randomly generated potion recipes fell through, when potions and brewing were first added to the game, they still functioned very differently. In Minecraft Beta 1.9 pre-release 2, released in September of 2011, cauldrons were added to the game, and were initially used to brew potions. By placing down a cauldron, filling it up with water, and then right-clicking it with potion ingredients, you could change the color of the water and thus brew a potion. You could then right-click the cauldron with a variety of different ingredients, combining them together. Then with a glass bottle, you could right-click the cauldron once more, and get up to 3 potions. What's even more interesting, however, is that unlike the potions we have nowadays, these potions could have multiple effects on them, often up to 3 effects at once. According to Jeb, there were 161 different types of potion combinations, and they eventually planned to have 2,653 different types of potions in the game. Potions were not named by their effect in this version, but rather by a type, such as a dashing potion, thick potion, potent potion, and mundane potion. The whole idea behind this unique method of combining potions was that the player was rewarded for combining the right ingredients together, getting potions with positive effects, whereas they were punished for adding the wrong ingredients, as a potion would only have negative effects. And splash potions didn't exist yet, so these potions could only be used by the player. In a way, it was meant to encourage trial and error and learning through experience. Some of these negative potion effects could stack and be very punishing. For example, this harsh potion I made had slowness, hunger, and poison too. By the way, this footage is from a recreation of Beta 1.9 pre-release 2, as that version is no longer around, credit to Method for making it. Now, this cauldron method of potion brewing had lots of issues. It was very complicated, didn't have any GUI, and therefore was not newer player friendly, and you would often get many duplicate potions. So, a new method was created using brewing stands, the method which we would all become familiar with today. Brewing stands and potions had some slight differences back then, but ultimately, it's been this way since Beta 1.9 pre-release 4. Over time, more potion effects would get added to the game. There would be a few changes here and there, splash potions would be added and more. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because there's still some weird stuff that happened with potions to come. There exists 3 potions in the game which give no effect upon being brewed and used. Awkward potions, mundane potions, and thick potions. Awkward potions do actually have a use, in that once they are brewed with netherwort, you need them as a precursor to get other potions. But mundane and thick potions do nothing. They give no effect once being brewed, and don't build into any other potions once more ingredients are added. So why do they even exist? Well, the mundane potion wasn't the only potion that was left behind as a remnant of the old brewing system. When the game transitioned into the brewing stand brewing method, instead of potions having unique names not exactly referencing their effects, they instead were named after their effects. This meant that only 3 potions from the old cauldron system remained in the game: the mundane, awkward, and thick potions. 29 other potion types were no longer obtainable in vanilla survival Minecraft, but up until Minecraft 1.9, you could still get them if you used the right command. Here are all 29 of Minecraft's unused potions that could only be obtained using commands in newer versions of the game, but were removed in 1.9. While they have cool names and different colors, they didn't do anything upon being obtained and drunk, as they had no effects. I'm not sure why thick and mundane potions were kept in the game, however, when they don't do anything. Maybe Mojang has future plans for them, similar to the awkward potion, where they will be used as precursors to a new potion type. Interestingly, while the mundane potion has no use in Java Edition, in Bedrock it is used to brew a potion of weakness. Even more interesting, in Java Edition, the only potion which doesn't require a netherwort first is the potion of weakness. Now, I do think these 29 potions with multiple effects could have been very useful. These days, while there exists many potions in the game, for the most part players only end up using a select few, some of which only being used in specific and uncommon situations, such as invisibility when raiding end cities. And then later on in the game, when the player acquires beacons, brewing and potions are almost forgotten. Having to brew and carry around multiple potions requires time, but also a fair amount of inventory space, and eventually when you reach a certain point in Minecraft, it becomes more of a hassle than anything. If potion effects could be combined into these unique potions, then it would make them so much more useful. Instead of having to carry around multiple potions of different types, you could combine them and carry around a single potion instead. For example, combining a speed and jump boost potion could give you a dashing potion. And hey, what do you know, maybe that will happen in the future. There also exists one other type of unobtainable potion known as the uncraftable potion, which is pink, does nothing, and is only obtainable when there is an invalid or missing potion effect. Another unique fact about potions from their past were what's known as reverted potions. There were a few ways to create a reverted potion. First of all would be to add glowstone dust to a few potions which had their effect duration extended. By doing so, it would revert the potion to its shorter form, changing the data value of the potion so it would be recognized as reverted. The other method of obtaining a reverted potion effect was to add a fermented spider eye to a positive potion effect. For example, adding a fermented spider eye to a potion of swiftness would turn it into a slowness potion. The ability to revert or alter potion effects to their potential opposite with ingredients such as fermented spider eyes is an interesting and useful mechanic. For example, you get many potions of healing from end cities and could revert them to potions of harming with spider eyes. However, unfortunately, the ability to revert potions was also removed in Minecraft 1.9 for no explicit reason. The luck potion is another one of the potions which has an interesting story behind them. Unobtainable in survival mode, but accessible in the creative inventory, luck was added in Minecraft 1.9 over 5 years ago now and still hasn't been touched since. So, what exactly is luck meant to do anyways? Well, according to the wiki, it's meant to make a player more likely to receive better loot from certain loot tables and structures and meant to improve the treasure loot you get from fishing. There also exists an unluck effect, which for some reason isn't called bad luck, which does the exact opposite, but this effect can only be obtained through commands and as such, no potion exists. But how does it actually work, you may be thinking? Well, you may have noticed that if you fly around in spectator mode and try to open a chest in a new desert temple you just found, for example, it will say, unable to open, loot not generated yet. Now of course, if you got the seed of that world and actually went and opened that chest across multiple saves with the same seed, the loot would always be the same. But how the luck effect was meant to work was that it was supposed to alter the loot found inside these chests to be better. That's why it says the loot hasn't generated yet, because it's meant to check the player's generic luck attribute first. Similar goes for fishing, where if you have the luck effect, you are meant to receive far more treasure items. That being said, when players such as Exumavoid and myself in my luck video I made a couple months ago actually put the luck effect to the test, we discovered that it didn't work at all with chests from generated structures. I used a command block to generate a dungeon chest over and over and gave myself a high luck effect. From opening the chests with and without the effect, the loot ended up being extremely similar. It does however work on fishing, and you get much better loot and more treasure items when fishing with a high luck effect. So, why isn't the luck effect obtainable in survival mode? And well, nobody knows. It's not very Minecraft-like to be fair, and might be very hard to balance. Having to continually balance a very unique effect such as luck as the game continues to update may have posed a big challenge to Mojang. I talk about this more in my luck video if you're curious. Anyways though, that wraps it up for today. We've covered the various stories and history behind Minecraft potions, which could have turned out to be very different today. Be sure to subscribe, join my Discord, and follow me on Twitter. Thank you all so much for watching.